Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. You might see that I'm a little bit tired, but anyways, we just arrived in Bangkok from Pattaya, and guys, right now we are in Lumpini Park with these luggages, really in hurry to meet up with one of the incredible Russian YouTube bloggers. You might guess these 3 seconds. Yeah, I'm meeting with Niki Proshin. This is the meeting that I've been waiting for a long time, and I should go really fast because Niki is waiting right there. Let's go! Hello Niki!
Hello Balnur!
Welcome to my channel. I'm really glad to see you in Bangkok.
Well, happy to see you here in the middle of Bangkok in Lumpini Park.
Yeah, exactly. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's my first week in Bangkok, and so far it's like really feeling good here, except the fact that it's super hot here today.
Oh yeah, exactly. These 2 days very hot. So anyways, I've been waiting our meeting so long time because first time I thought that we can meet up in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Then I didn't cut you there, and then later I decided that we can meet in Tbilisi. Then when we arrived to Tbilisi, you went to Israel, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah. So later we went back from your step to Istanbul. Then when we were in Istanbul,
I have no idea, like, what time you were in Istanbul.
Yeah, I guess, no. When we were in Istanbul, you were in Israel, but you were planning to come to Istanbul. So, and finally we meet in Bangkok. It's like a great pleasure to meet up with you.
Wow, it's a great pleasure to see and talk to you.
Okay, thank you. And are you ready for juicy questions? Because I've prepared so many questions for you.
Well, let's do it, I'm ready.
Okay, nice. The first question is, can you tell me about your daily life in Russia before this situation? What did you do?
So basically, my daily life in Russia, it's like, I couldn't say that I did anything in Russia by that time. I actually lived for a long time outside of Russia. For like 5 years I spent in China, and only by the end of 2020 I came back to Russia. Basically, first I came back to my hometown, the city of Omsk in Siberia, very close to Kazakhstan.
Yeah, right.
And then I went to Moscow and St. Petersburg, trying to decide which place, which city fits me better.
Okay.
And I stayed in St. Petersburg, like I fell in love with that city. What I did in St. Petersburg since 2021 until the war started, basically I kept living my daily life. I was filming videos. That time I was making videos for YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.
And apparently that's the only thing that I did full time since then.
It was your full time?
It was like my full time, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't make enough money for affording like a good, stable kind of lifestyle in St. Petersburg, but it was the only thing that I was dedicating my time to because I knew that there is some potential in running a YouTube or TikTok channel.
Okay, nice. You said that you moved to China and lived 5 years, right?
Exactly.
And why did you decide to move? Why you quit your high bachelor degree from Russia?
So basically the story goes back to 2013, like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was studying political science in Omsk State University in my hometown. I kind of lost my interest in continue my study, and at the same time I met a lot of Chinese people, and among them there was one girl, Chinese girl. We fell in love into each other, and we were having a long distance relationship for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then I decided, well, okay, I am going to leave Russia and I'm gonna go China.
Okay. So did you enjoy your life in China during these 5 years?
Surely, like, life in China was super interesting and super exciting to me.
Okay, nice. So I watched your live stream, and you said about that you have great passion to travel to Asia, like Eastern Asia, compared to Europe or the USA. So
Yeah.
tell me please why you have passion to these countries.
Well, I think the time when I left Russia to China, I was about 19, 20 years old, and such relocation into a brand new world, into Southeast Asia, it had like a really huge influence to me as a person, and since that time I fell in love with Asian countries. I lived in China, I traveled to countries like South Korea, Thailand, I went to Malaysia, I went to Hong Kong and Macau, and all these countries were like super interesting to me. And meanwhile, I also visited a few countries closer to Europe, like Bulgaria and Serbia, and lifestyle in those countries, it was not very different from what we had in Russia.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why I am in awe of Southeast Asia. Life here, the lifestyle people have here is entirely different from what we had in our countries. Perhaps that's the biggest reason why I prefer staying here.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree with you because I fall in love also to Thailand. So this is our only first time being here, and everything seems to me very like pleasant. After Bangladesh, India, like coming to this place, I see like so many modernized places, and food is very delicious.
Thailand is getting like more and more like, I don't know how to actually say that in English, but they are growing as a country, they're growing as people, and everything here is kind of improving year by year.
Yeah, it's very noticeable. So, okay, would you tell me, when you left Russia, which countries have you been? And
this year?
Yeah, this year, yeah, exactly, this year after this situation.
Well, so, first time when I got outside of Russia after the war, I went to Georgia. It was summer, July or August of this year.
Yes.
And I stayed a few weeks in Georgia, meeting friends and also doing some kind of stuff with like applying for a new bank card and so on. And then I went to Israel, staying for a week, and then fly to Turkey. And right now again it was Turkey and Thailand. So basically that was 4 countries I visited this year.
Okay, so the reason going to Georgia only for like making some your stuff like bank account, why you didn't stay for a long time?
That was the main reason for going there, because I knew that someday I'm gonna start traveling again, and because of this war, because we had plenty of sanctions from the West, I couldn't use my bank card. My basically MasterCard became a piece of plastic that I couldn't use anymore.
Yeah.
And I knew that the day when I'm gonna leave Russia, I'll need like a bank card. I'll need to pay somehow for my expenses. The trip to Georgia was entirely motivated by going to a Georgian bank and applying for a bank card. But also, but of course, it's not the only thing I did there. I met quite a few new friends. I enjoyed my trip to Georgia, but also I realized that even Georgia is a really cool place to explore. I wouldn't like to live there for a really long time.
Yeah, so we've been in Georgia, and let's now I can compare like so many countries that we visited, and Georgia seems to me like kind of expensive country, especially Tbilisi, because the food, the meal seems to me expensive. What you can say about the price difference?
Well, I compared it to St. Petersburg, and that was not more expensive than St. Petersburg. It was cheaper for me, so it was kind of all right. Although Georgia was more expensive than my expectations. Compared to St. Petersburg, it was all right, but my expectations was that Georgia is much, much cheaper. But apparently, Tbilisi, the capital, was not as cheap as I imagined.
Yeah, okay. Why you went to Israel? What was your decision to do there?
Basically, my girlfriend, she likes hummus.
Okay.
And that was the only reason why we had a flight to Israel. And that's exactly what she answered to a custom officer. When we were crossing Israel border, we were asked question like, why did you arrive to Israel? And I said, I want to travel around. And my girlfriend said she wants to eat hummus and travel around. Okay. And talking seriously, there was no direct flight from Georgia to the place I wanted to go, and there was an affordable flight from Tbilisi to Tel Aviv. So I thought, wow, it's a nice opportunity to explore a new destination.
Yes.
I've never been to Israel before. I heard a lot about that country, and I was really excited to actually explore it.
So you've been talking about trip to Israel, right? What kind of also places would you suggest to go? Because I have never planned to go there, but maybe for our YouTube travel vlogging we can go. Your suggestions.
I stayed there for 1 week, and personally I would suggest you visiting Tel Aviv. That is literally the best place I saw personally in Israel, but also I visited Jerusalem, their capital, and that place is entirely different from what I might expect from that city. Basically, it feels like Jerusalem and Tel Aviv are not just 2 different cities, but 2 different countries, so different they are.
Okay.
Also, definitely go check out the Dead Sea. I had a day trip to the Dead Sea entirely by myself. I did not buy any tour package. I just took a local bus that delivered Lisa and I to somewhere close to the Dead Sea. That it was about half an hour walk under the basically burning sun in the desert. Ooh. And we arrived to the Dead Sea. That was very, very smaller once again than I expected.
Very, very smaller.
Yeah, so right now I realize that stuff that I knew about Georgia, stuff that I knew about Israel is like totally different from the reality. And I truly enjoyed exploring these countries. Go to Israel, try their hummus, try their cuisine. It's truly delicious.
Okay, what about prices in Israel?
It's super expensive.
Expensive,
it's like
yeah.
for 1 week of, like 1 week staying in Israel cost me, I don't know, like a month or even 2 months of staying in Thailand. And I tell you one thing, the time when I was starting my YouTube channel, I was traveling Southeast Asia on a very, very tight budget. Literally, there was 1 month when I stayed in Thailand and I spent about $250. Only like one month, 200 months.
Ooh.
And in Israel, $250 is just one night stay in a normal hotel. Not even anything fancy like 5 stars, not at all.
Okay, that's really expensive. Yeah, you've said also you've been in Istanbul, right?
Yeah.
You've been only in one city in Turkey?
No, I visited Turkey for quite a few times already.
Yeah.
I've been to Istanbul like already 5 times, I think, and I love the city. I like the vibe. It's same as I like St. Petersburg in Russia. It has really, really special atmosphere and special people. Same I feel about Istanbul in Turkey. That city is amazing.
What about other cities of Turkey?
It's cool. I can imagine myself living somewhere like, I don't know, Izmir or somewhere a little bit away from Antalya by the south coast.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice. It's really nice life. I could have really nice lifestyle there. I like how people live there. But above that, I think I prefer Southeast Asia anyways. That's why we're like seeing each other here.
Yeah, right. So, and just a few questions about Turkey, because I know right now Turkey is like very well-known destination for many tourists. And what would you say about the prices in Turkey, in Istanbul? You mentioned in your live stream it was kind of expensive, yeah, like to rent apartment.
It's a very strange thing about Istanbul. Like, during the last year, Turkey is experiencing a very bad economic crisis. And basically, Turkish lira is dropping so much in its price,
Yeah.
but it does not have any relation to tourist-related businesses. Basically, when you come to Turkey, you will pay a lot. You will overpay a lot of money for accommodation, for transportation as a tourist, for any tourist-related activities. And for example, when I was staying there, if I stayed for, let's say, for 1 year, I could find a really nice affordable apartment, yes, but as a medium-term traveler or short-term traveler, I would have to pay a lot of money for renting either a hotel or Airbnb apartment, basically like 4 or 5 times more than I could pay if I stay for 1 year. That was my main. That was one of the main reasons why I decided to leave Istanbul faster.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money I spent there were unreasonably high, and literally for half of money that I paid in Istanbul for just an ordinary apartment, nice apartment, but nothing really special there, I could get a real cool condominium here in Bangkok with private pool, with private gym, with a co-working zone. Once again, half the price of what I was paying in Istanbul.
So you've been in many countries. Have you done some YouTube vlogging videos from those countries?
Yeah, I started vlogging in China, then I had one video from Hong Kong, also quite a few videos from Thailand. I think I stayed here for about 7 months, basically being stuck during the pandemic in 2020. And I filmed a lot in Bangkok and Chiang Mai. In between, I was hitchhiking, I was staying in a Buddhist monastery for like 10 days.
Wow.
Not for 10 days, for about like 6 days. And I filmed that all. I still have these videos unlisted on my channel. I closed them before because it was kind of affecting the algorithm
of
YouTube because I was making videos about Russia and so on and so on. But right now, when I'm staying in Asia again, I think right now when I started traveling again, I think I'm gonna open these videos.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see that again.
Oh, that's very amazing. And what about these new countries that you've been? Have you done also some vloggings from those countries like Israel or Turkey?
Yes, but it takes so long time to actually edit it. Like I filmed a lot in Georgia, I filmed a lot, a little bit less in Israel, but I couldn't find enough energy to actually edit it in one or several videos from those countries. So I still have it on my laptop. And right now I also keep filming. So I guess once, maybe in like 2, 3, 4 weeks, when I feel like completely settled down in a new place, I'm gonna edit more travel related stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I know you guys have similar situation when you travel a lot of countries, like many more than I do, and you must film a lot of stuff that basically still stays in your computer.
Yeah, right. So that's our plan, to stay in one country for a long time, because this time period, like 4 months non-stop traveling, 9 countries, I guess. So it's really impossible to stand somewhere else and to edit, because it needs like passion, yeah, motivation,
and
time, and yeah, so many efforts to edit video. The next question is, who are you watching Russian English-speaking YouTubers? Or keep in touch with them?
Right, I keep in touch with more Russian English-speaking YouTubers than I watch them.
Okay.
Like I don't really watch much YouTube, but I do keep in touch. Like you might know Roman Nofakers, you might know Zangief, Inside Russia Konstantin, Eli from Russia. Right now, like since last couple of months, I also stay in touch with Dima from Russia. You met him?
Yeah,
not you met him. You met him online. Or you met him in person?
And also in St. Petersburg.
Oh, wonderful.
We did 2 times, yeah, interview. Okay.
Yeah, I guess quite a few other bloggers as well. But honestly, I don't watch their videos often. I only watch their videos as a reference. I basically watch their videos just to see what do they have to say to their audience, because our niche is like very, very similar.
Yeah.
And sometimes I watch their videos and then I think, wow, they didn't talk anything about this particular thing. Then it's interesting, so I can talk more about that, because nobody yet talked about that. So
right.
I watch them in this way, not just for pure entertaining.
Okay, nice. Was it difficult for you to leave Russia, like to leave your family?
Easy. Like
Easy.
for me,
Why?
it was super easy to leave, because it was not the first time when I leave a place. Basically, when I was 19 or 20, I left Russia, left my university, left my family as well. And since then, I stayed in China. And again, after some time of living there, I left China. And then I went to St. Petersburg. And basically, leaving a place or leaving people is not something like super difficult for me. Although, of course, I still miss St. Petersburg. I still miss my family. My mom is still staying in Omsk. I'm not sure when I'll be able to come back to Russia. It's definitely gonna like be a very, very long time since today. But anyways, it was not difficult for me to leave. It was a little bit difficult for me to leave earlier than I planned, because originally I had an idea of leaving St. Petersburg in the middle of 2023, but apparently we had to move earlier, like back in September last month.
Do you have any plans after Bangkok? Which countries are you going to visit?
Yeah, so basically Russian passport allows me to go to quite a few Asian countries. Like I can go literally everywhere around Thailand right now. I also can fly to South Korea for as long as 3 months, so I think I have plenty of things to do until the beginning of summer. And And I think my girlfriend and I will be moving around these countries. I'm not sure where the next destination is yet. I'll think about it later, maybe spontaneously decide about that. But I know that in summer I would like to leave Asia, go somewhere colder, because the climate here, the weather here is like super hot during the summer.
So I'm not sure if you have the answer for my next question. So the next question is, in which country do you see your future? If you were traveling spontaneously, so do you see your future in
not
one
yet.
of them? Not yet.
Not yet. And I have a dream. And basically, I wrote down a tiny dream book that every single time I carry it with myself. I mean, not physically right now, but it's in my luggage. And that dream sounds like I want to be able to travel anywhere in the world, like anyhow I want. And basically stay somewhere for 3, 6, 9 months in one country, then go to another, until the time when I find a destination, when I find a place where I want to stay for longer time.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's still a mystery for me now where I will be like staying long term.
Okay, finally I have last 2 questions. Would you tell me, are you proud of being Russian?
That's like, I think I was asked this question quite a few times this year,
Yeah.
but my answer remains the same as I could reply, let's say, 1 year ago or 5 years ago. I don't care that I'm a Russian. I rather look at myself as a citizen of the world, since I lived quite a big part of my life outside of Russia. I do not feel I'm not proud of being a Russian, but also I don't feel I am proud of being a Russian. It's like I'm feeling very neutral about that. Like I don't really care about what my nationality is.
Okay. If not all hold this situation, are you satisfied with life in Russia? Did you satisfy with life in Russia?
No, I think no, I think if I was satisfied about life in Russia, I would not move to another place. And originally, I had an idea of leaving Russia in 2023, or even before the war happened. So originally, so eventually, I wanted to leave Russia, but I'm satisfied, not satisfied. I quite like my country in terms of how wonderful this country is to explore as a traveler, as a short-term visitor. Definitely in the future, I will visit Russia, like not even one time. There is definitely a lot of places to explore. But would I like to live in Russia? Like maybe, yeah, in St. Petersburg and Moscow, there is definitely everything what you might need for living a comfortable, good life. But talking about other places, talking about my hometown, like definitely not.
Okay, thank you, Niki, for agreeing for this kind of meeting. It was my great pleasure to meet up with you in Bangkok, and I hope you can take care and travel with your girlfriend very safely and so many different countries that you can share on your YouTube vlog.
Well, thank you so much, Balnur. It's a pleasure to meet you and pleasure to meet a person behind the camera, because guys, you can see us talking here, but you do not actually see the efforts the guys put to making these videos. So definitely click the like button, subscribe to Balnur's channel. And I also want to say thank you to our mutual subscriber, Jean-Claude, who basically messaged Balnur and made our meeting possible here in Bangkok.
Yeah, thank you, my friends. Okay, thank you guys. And also don't forget to subscribe to Niki's channel, because he makes amazing videos and that you can watch and keep in touch with us every time. Hope to see you next time, guys. Goodbye.